Welcome to Doc's Daily Dose for Dads, prescribed by Dr. Harrison. You know, being a parent is hard. Sometimes you wonder if you're doing a good job. You wonder if, the things you're trying to instill in your kids, if they're actually listening to you, hearing you, taking those things in, applying those things, practicing those things. And you can be really tough on yourself. I know for me, for example, one of the things my parents instilled with me is this unconditional love and always having support of your family, especially your siblings. Like, you got to be tight and close, because when you grow up, especially, at the end of the day, all you have is your family. That's it. Friends come and go and things happen or people move away, but your family are always supposed to be there. And if you've got multiple kids, one of the things that always kind of makes me second guess myself is, kids fight, siblings fight. They argue, they yell, they call each other names, they might push each other. And one of my good friends who was from Iowa, Jesse, he came and visited me with his wife. And one of the things he told me that was a great compliment was the fact that he felt I was a good dad, not because of, getting up and making the kids breakfast in the morning or making sure they were well taken care of. But what he thought made me a good dad was that they weren't nasty to each other, right? They were kind to each other. Now, I also knew they needed to be on their best manners and good behavior while we had guests staying in our house for 3 days. And they did pretty well, but plus two, we had a lot of things on our agenda and activities to do. So they had, they were well stimulated. They had a lot of stuff to do that avoided all the fights that siblings would normally have or that they normally have on a daily basis. But today, something else happened that made me very, very proud of my youngest kid and very proud of what I'm trying to instill and do as a father. I mentioned how I do summer school football for elementary age school kids and middle school age kids, and we just let them play flag, and they just have a good time out in the sun running around playing football. And my middle child, who's 5, he plays with all of them even though they're all older than him. And I put him on a team today. Normally I partner him up with his brother because his older brother usually looks out to help, give him the ball, get him involved in the game. And he does really, really well, but he just has to be involved. And older kids sometimes will look at the younger kids like they can't do it, even though they've seen you do it in the past. Just because you're younger, they're like, I don't know. But I put him on a different team from his brother today. And when I've done that in the past, he normally doesn't get the ball as much. And he'll come to me and he'll be like, they're not giving me the ball. I don't get any chances. And what I tell him is, I'm not going to go save you on that. That's what you have to deal with. You have to speak up for yourself. If you don't feel like you're getting the ball enough, go tell your team, give me the damn ball. Let me play too. Now, I know you might think, well, you're promoting some sort of greedy ball hog type player. Nah, he'll figure all that out as he goes on. But if he's not touching the ball in an entire hour-long game, that's a problem, right? Whether he's young or it's a kid who just doesn't have enough skills, I always tell the kids one of the things they need to do in these summer games is share the wealth. Let everyone be involved so that they're having a good time. And today he came to me and I was like, I told you, bro, I'm not going to jump in on that. You need to buckle down and go say, give me the ball. I want to play. Let me participate. Let me be a part of the team. And you could tell he didn't really want to, and he kind of was down and was just like, oh man. And I could see maybe even tears welling up in his eyes. But as I told him that, my youngest, my 3-year-old, who was standing right next to me, was like, come on, Elam, believe in yourself. You just got to believe in yourself. You can do it. Just believe in yourself. And sent him back out to play on the field. Man, that was awesome. I looked at my youngest and I just watched him for a second as he just went on about doing what he was doing, and he sat down to watch them play. And I came over to him and I told him, hey, I really loved how you told your brother to believe in himself. I really love how you supported your brother. That was awesome. And for me, it made me realize no matter how much they fuss, fight, and argue together, that is something that siblings all do. They are learning the things that I'm instilling in them about supporting each other as brothers, as family. It affirmed or reaffirmed everything that I'm trying to teach them and instill in them. So you as a parent, don't beat yourself up too much. Instead of beating yourself up and looking for all those moments where they are hating each other and hitting each other and calling each other names, and you're thinking, man, I'm not doing as well as I would like to, look for the opposite moments. Observe the moments where you can affirm all the stuff that you are doing well as a parent, as a father. find those moments where you're like, wow, they listened, right? And then when you see that moment, tell them how much you appreciate that moment, how much you love them in that moment, how much that meant so much to you, and how much it meant to your brother. And later, I shared with all of them how I loved how my youngest Adris did that. And I really wish that all three of them would support each other a little more as opposed to, the fighting and fussing, even though I know it's going to happen. But that's the type of stuff that I want to see. And that's the type of stuff I love. And that's part of the reason that I want to be as good of a dad as I possibly can, is so that you have this type of love in your family, this type of support, right? I want you to know that no matter what happens, you can always turn to your brother, and your brother will be like, I got you. I'm my brother's keeper. So find those moments. A lot more of them happen than you think, but the reason you don't see them as often is because you're looking for the other stuff, the bad stuff. Start to watch out for the good stuff. Affirm what you're doing as a parent, because they're listening, they're taking it in, and when you least expect it, they'll apply it, and you'll see it. That's Doc's Daily Dose for Dads. Don't forget to hashtag Doc's Daily Dose for Dads, hashtag 4D, all social media at rebirthbx. This will be up on the YouTube channel. Hit the subscribe button. Also on Renaissance Behavior's Facebook page. Got some guests booked. I think I've got 4 so far lined up for the new long format of the podcast, which will be dropping soon. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Enjoy the start of your weekend.